So what's essential to success? You may know some of the factors that led to the success of your leading competitors. However, even those factors may not be enough to continue to improve the success of those businesses. The things that brought businesses success in the 1980s weren't necessarily the same things that produced a successful business in the 70s or in the 90s. The things that a successful business did, say, 10 years ago may not be the same things that the most successful businesses are doing today. The factors that produce success can change over time, even relatively short amounts of time. But let's take a long view for simplicity. For instance, consider the example of AT&T. Early in the history of AT&T, back in the 19th century, telegraphs were a big part of their business. By the way, AT&T stands for American Telephone and Telegraph. But do you know how many telegraphs AT&T sold last year? AT&T is still one of the leaders in the telecommunication industry, even worldwide, not just in the US, but not because of selling telegraphs. The factors that produce success for AT&T have changed over time. What is the one main advantage that will bring a new level of success to your business? Is it focusing only on lowering prices? Is it focusing only on raising your quality? Well, that's not how AT&T maintained success for decades. AT&T had to change with the times in order to be consistently successful. Further, what's been working for them in the past is not a guarantee of future success. Even what works for them this year doesn't guarantee success next year or next decade or next century. Adapting is just as essential to long-term success as it is to short-term excellence. AT&T will have to keep changing with the times in order to continue their success. The same is true for Porsche and Rolls-Royce, which have been updating their products and their policies for decades as well. The same is also true for all of the leading competitors of yours within your industry. The same is also true for you. Adapting is essential to your long-term success and to short-term excellence. In fact, in order to promote the long-term success of their business, even Yugo adapted by focusing on the regional markets in which its products were most competitive. As I mentioned in a prior video, new Yugos were last sold in the US in 1991. However, even Yugo stayed in business for 30 years total, which is better than many businesses, before finally closing in 2008. Adapting is essential. If AT&T had insisted on marketing telegraphs, even after the consumers demonstrated their preference for telephones, AT&T might not have lasted past the 1880s. Before we tell you why you may choose us to assist you in adapting in the future, let's again think of your competitors. What could be your one main advantage over them? What factors most influence the specific results that you and your competitors produce?